Political theology is a flourishing and multidisciplinary field of research that explores how modern political ideas, institutions, and practices have been and continue to be shaped by religious ideas and institutions. However, there is a problem. The term is often used in widely divergent and even contradictory ways in the literature. This creates conceptual confusion and contradictions in the field. My name is Mikkel Flohr, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at Roskilde University in Denmark. In my article, Political Theology, Origins, Concepts, and Contradictions, published in Theory, Culture, and Society, I address this issue. The article examines what is meant by the term political theology and proposes a novel typology that can differentiate and help navigate the different meanings attached to the term. In my article, I trace the historical origin and development of the concept from antiquity up until today, through figures such as St. Augustine, Benedict Spinoza, and Mikhail Bakunin, before coming to Carl Schmitt's influential 1922 work, Political Theology, 4 chapters on the concept of sovereignty. Schmitt's book contains the first positive modern formulation of the concept and has become central to subsequent work within the field. In this classical work, he famously declares, "All significant concepts of the modern theory of the state are secularized theological concepts, not only because of their historical development, but also because of their systematic structure." This is the core of Schmitt's idea of political theology. However, through a close reading of the text, I show that it actually contains 3 distinct conceptions of political theology, which have also shaped the subsequent literature. Firstly, Schmitt presents a conception of political theology as the historical transfer and transformation of theological concepts in early modern political thought, which produce persistent structural parallels between these fields insofar as they're both organized around the idea of an absolute and transcendent authority, God and the state respectively. Secondly, Schmitt outlined a conception of political theology as the synchronic and seemingly spontaneous structural correspondence between predominant theological conceptions of God and notions of legitimate government. Thirdly, Schmitt introduced a concept or a conception of political theology which he identified with his normative political doctrine of decisionism, which denotes the idea that the condition of possibility of any legal and political system is the investment of the sovereign power to decide on the state of exception in a single person. In the article, I show how these 3 different conceptions of political theology are interrelated, but both distinct and fundamentally contradictory. I also outline how they have shaped the subsequent literature and debates on political theology. I argue that these 3 divergent conceptions of political theology create unnecessary conceptual confusion and contradictions in the contemporary literature and should therefore be disentangled using my proposed typology, which has the potential to significantly advance contemporary debates and research on political theology.